Welcome back into another episode of Hefe's World. And if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. But let's go ahead and get right into today's episode. I'm doing the Smackdown review episode. Smackdown kicked off with a backstage video play of Drew attacking Damian Priest early in the day. Drew said to him, "What did you think was going to happen during this attack?" And then we get a video replay package of the Elimination Chamber. We actually got a lot of video replay packages throughout the entirety of the night of the Elimination Chamber. Most of them were geared towards the main event. This one pretty much showed the entire pay-per-view in its entirety. Just obviously some quick replays on it. Then went back to the arena. We have Randy Orton, music hitting, and he made his way down to the ring. He cut a promo first on John Cena's heel turn and then completely turned his attention over to Kevin Owens. After all of his promo work, we would get a backstage segment with Tiffany and Nick Aldis's locker room, followed by Chelsea Green and Piper Nivens popping in. Tiffany would go back and forth with them, which would lead to a match that Tiffany would challenge Piper Nivens in, and Nick Aldis would make official. Tiffany Stratton's music would hit. She would make her way down to the ring, and then back from commercial break, Piper Nivens would make her way down to the ring, and we would get a Piper Nivens versus Tiffany Stratton match. Not a bad back and forth match between these two women. Piper Nivens actually for what it's worth, puts on great matches. But of course, Tiffany would get the pin with after hitting the prettiest moonsault. After the match, Charlotte Flair would attack Tiffany Stratton, continuing their lead and build towards WrestleMania. Charlotte would lock in the figure eight, and after this, backstage, we have Nick Aldis trying to break down the current state of the tag team division. Um, Honestly, it looked like he just had a marker in his hand, just crossing a bunch of lines on the whiteboard. Uh, he announces a number one contenders match and a tag team title match. The number one contenders match is taking place tonight, and the tag team title match will be taking place next week. So after he goes through all that, we are back to the ring, and Motor City Machine Guns music hits, and they are headed towards the ring for a number one contenders match with Los Garzas and Pretty Deadly. We had a quick commercial break, and then we got back to the ring area where we have the action going underway. Pretty Deadly would end up winning this match, pinning Motor City Machine Gun to become our new number one contenders. And then back from commercial break, Bianca Belair's music would hit. But right before that, we had a video replay of Jade's attack on Naomi. She would make her way down to the ring. She cut great promo, and then eventually called out Naomi. Naomi would make her way down to the ring. Naomi was pretty much at first answering everything besides answering about Jade Cargill. Then eventually Bianca was pretty much said, "No, I need yes or no. You know, did you do this?" Uh, and Naomi pretty much eventually would say, uh, she's been piggybacking on you for a while now. Um, she's like she that they left her to the side and that Jade was pretty much just using Bianca this entire time. Bianca said enough of this. They kept going back and forth, and Bianca would eventually say enough of all this. I need a yes or no, um, or I'm gonna leave this ring forever. Pretty much. Naomi eventually says yes, she did it, and that she did it for Bianca. She did it for both of them. Bianca says that it's over, and they pretty much start crying, and Bianca pretty much leaves. Naomi tries to tell her she's sorry. And then she tells Bianca, she says the truth is I should have pushed her harder. I should have pushed her sooner. And she said that everybody turned their back on her and Bianca was an ungrateful bitch. And then on the big screen in the back behind Bianca, we see a SUV pull up and none other than Jade Cargill would come out. Jade would make her way down to the ring and attack Naomi, and then leave her laying flat into the middle of the ring, posed over her. And we get a backstage interview with Drew from Byron Saxton talking about the attack on Damian Priest earlier in the night. Then back to the ring area, we have Braun Strowman making his way down to the ring. Back from commercial, we have a video replay package of Cody telling Lex Luger he's being inducted into the Hall of Fame. So, once again, congratulations to Lex Luger getting into the Hall of Fame. Then backstage, we have an interview from Charlotte as well. She cuts a promo on Tiffany and says that the women's division has gone soft. B-Fab would show up and they would go back and forth, leading to a match for next week between those two women. So it's good to see that other women in the division are getting some shine, and hopefully this leads to more opportunities for women as well. Um, so that match is set up for next week. We get back to the ring area where Solo Sikoa's music would hit. He would make his way down to the ring, and we are set for Solo Sikoa versus Braun Strowman. Great back and forth match. Braun Strowman was going for the pin at the end, but then Tama Tonga would, of course, attack, leading to a disqualification victory for Braun Strowman. Of course, Braun would get the better of Tama, which would lead to Jacob Fatu's music hitting. He would make his way down to the ring area. These two guys would go back and forth, attacking each other. The attack would eventually lead over to the fan area and spill over into um, the outside, close to on the I guess depending on which way you're looking at it, but one side of the ramp area where their table set up. Braun would get or Jacob would actually get Braun on his shoulders, but then Braun would reverse it and then get throw Jacob through the tables. Um, however, Jacob's he got up pretty quickly afterwards. So I mean, this man does not seem human. He is definitely all gas, no brakes for sure. But of course, security was there to get Fatu out of there. So nothing kept continued from there. I'm sure we'll get some continuation next week though. Back to the backstage area, Byron Saxon's with LA Knight. He cuts a promo on his match tonight, and talking about how he's going to win the United States Championship from Shinsuke, and how Philadelphia is the city of the United States, pretty much, or the state of the United States. Backstage, we have Piper Nivens and Chelsea Green. Um, and then Zelina Vega walks up and says, "Good luck tonight, and pretty much no matter whoever wins, I'm coming for you next." Um, After that, she tells Piper that, let's get it together. We got it. We have a match. And then Chelsea Green's music hits. Her and Piper would make their way down to the ring. Back from commercial, we have Michin making her way down to the ring. She comes down with weapons in the trash can. Michin is definitely the heart and soul of hardcore matches for the women's division, I would say. She's almost like a McFoley for the women's division in a sense. She's always prepared and always ready for these hardcore type matches and always puts on a great showing in these matches as well. Unfortunately, she did end up losing this match. It did look like she possibly could win this match. However, Alba Fire would debut for obviously another Secret Service member in Chelsea Green's stable here, and helped her retain the title. So now I'm sure we'll definitely get some hopeful answers next week about Alba Fire, Chelsea Green, and Piper Niven's new alliance, and if there will be more Secret Service members as well. But then backstage, we have Santos yelling at Los Garzas, basically telling them that they failed him and that they need to do better and get the job done. Um, After this, though, Humberto is left on his own as the other two walked out. And Andrade walked up and told him that he deserves better before Humberto leaves. And then back from commercial, we have a video replay again of Cena's heel turn from the Elimination Chamber. And then back to the ring, we have Cody Rhodes music hitting. He makes his way down to the ring, sporting the black eye from Travis Scott. Um, he cuts a great promo on Cena and pretty much ends it with saying, "If you want some, come get some." This is definitely going to lead to a great feud, and I'm excited to see where this leads. I just wish John Cena was around, so we could have some back and forth promo work between these guys. But hopefully, he will be back in the fold sooner rather than later. Backstage, we have The Miz and Carmelo Hayes with Nick Aldis. Randy walks up, which leads to a match between Randy and Carmelo Hayes for next week. Um, and then back to the ring. Drew McIntyre's music hits, and he makes his way down to the ring area. And then back. Then Jimmy Uso's music hits. He makes his way down to the ring, and we're set for a one-on-one match between these two guys. Great back and forth action that Drew McIntyre ends up winning. After the match, Damian Priest, however, would attack Drew McIntyre. That security would have to break things up. Then we get a video package from Shinsuke Nakamura regarding tonight's championship match in the main event. And then back from commercial, Byron Saxton does a backstage interview with DIY. They cut a promo and they have a moment of silence to end it for the Street Profits. But in this promo, they basically tell them that the tag team division's heating up and that they will stay on top. Everybody is to them being at the top of the tag team division. Back to the ring, LA Knight's music hits. He makes his way down to the ring. We get hit with a quick commercial. And then back from commercial, Shinsuke's music hits. He makes his way down to the ring, and we are set for a main event United States Championship match between Shinsuke Nakamura and LA Knight. That ends with a lot of action towards the end. I'm sorry, Shinsuke would hit the mist in one of the ref's eyes, where LA Knight would duck down and get out of the way. At that point, a lot of fans probably thought Shinsuke may end up winning this match, as he did hit a couple good moves on LA Knight. However, LA Knight would hit a BFT on the chair, and then a ref would run down for the 1, 2, 3. So our new champion, LA Knight. Now we have a new United States champion heading into WrestleMania, possibly. Who knows what is next? I'm sure we will get a continuation of this feud and possibly more members added in for WrestleMania. But we will have to stay tuned into that for next week's episode. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button down below. I'll hit y'all with some more content down the road. And just remember, this is Hefe's World, and you're just living in it.